What's up, y'all? This is Get Money with Mac, and today we're gonna talk about how to sell anything. This is the official masterclass on how to sell anything. We're gonna talk about the pitch, the discovery, overcoming objections, all of that. And we're also gonna talk about what you need to do before you get into work to have the best success. But before we get into that, make sure you guys like and subscribe the video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps somebody that needs this content to find it. If you're an entrepreneur and you're all about your money and you want to become better, make sure you guys like and subscribe the video. So without further ado, let's get this money, man. Number one, mindset. Mindset is key. 98% of sales is mental. Therefore, it's crucial that you're in the right mindset when you go to your sales job. On your way to work, you can listen to something that's motivational, positive affirmations. You can pray, you can meditate, you can rehearse your pitch, you can listen to comedy. You guys just want to be in the right headspace when you get into work. Leave your baggage at home. You guys want to start from zero and let go of all the negativity that's going on in your life. Your dog just ran away, your boyfriend or girlfriend just broke up with you, the bills are due, and you're stressed out because they cut your money. You gotta let everything go and start from zero. It's kind of like when you go to the airport. If you go to American Airlines and you check in, you check your bag so you don't gotta worry about your bag, and you can walk through the airport without any worries. Make sure you guys are presenting yourself in the best manner. You wanna present yourself like professionals. So be presentable, get your hair done, make sure your uniforms are squared away and they look nice and they're clean. Make sure you guys practice proper hygiene. Customers do not wanna talk to you when your breath smells like tequila and backwoods. So make sure you guys are always using mints. I always use these. Make sure you guys are using mints, and make sure you guys are using deodorant. Make sure you guys take a shower before you go to work, and make sure you wash your clothes. You do not want to be that person at the job that everybody's talking behind your back because you smell, and you're making it uncomfortable for your coworkers, and you're making it uncomfortable for the customers that have to talk to you because they're just trying to be nice. Another thing you guys want to do is come to work at least 15 minutes early so you can prepare for the day. On time is late, and early is on time. So when you guys come into work early, you want to prepare, set up, check your emails, make calls, check your texts, do whatever you guys got to do to prepare. And when you guys get into work, or before you get to work, make sure you're setting positive goals. For example, if you want to get 3 sales for the day, then you have to write that down. Write down, I want to get 3 sales, and you have to reverse engineer it. If you want 3 sales, then that means you got to talk to 30 qualified people, and then you probably got to talk to 60 other people before that. So write your goals down and reverse engineer how you're going to get to that goal. And remember, guys, anybody can do sales. If you have a pulse, if you're breathing, and you can show up to work, anybody will hire you. Seriously, guys, you can get a sales job right now. You can walk outside and find a sales job. It's that easy. I've seen people go from the homeless shelter to 6 figures in 6 months. New apartment, new car. This can change your life. You will earn life-changing money in the sales industry. And the best part about it is you don't need a degree. Like I said, you guys can get a sales job right now, and anybody can do it. You don't got to be the best, but I'm going to teach you guys how to get ahead of the game in this course. So that was the first step to the sales process, positive mindset. Stay tuned for the next one. The next step in the sales process is the stop. Everything starts with the stop. If you can't stop a customer, you can't sell them. And the goal for the stop is to throw a person off of their path and have them listen to you. Basically, you're telling someone, stop what you're doing. What I'm doing is so important that you need to listen to me right now. So the stop is urgent, and you're taking control of the situation. When you get that stop, you're gonna take control, and you're gonna stay in control. The best way to stop someone is with energy. Energy is not created or destroyed. It's transferred from one object to another. So when you have energy, your enthusiasm and your energy is going to transfer to the customer. 90% of communication is nonverbal. So you have to let your energy speak for you. Smile, wave, make eye contact, speak with confidence. Confidence is key. Use your voice as a tool to get attention. Don't yell, but speak confidently. Now, normally I'm a laid back, chill guy, mellow, and I'm reserved. But when I'm on the sales floor, I'm a different person. I have energy. I'm playing a role. I'm not Get Money with Mac anymore. I'm Leonardo DiCaprio playing the Wolf on Wall Street. I'm the greatest salesperson in the world. And the sales floor is my stage and the customers are my audience. So I'm convincing you that I'm the best salesperson in the world. I'm the best person for the job. You need to stop what you're doing right now and listen to what I have to say to you. Every stop is going to be different and every stop is situational. You can say anything to stop someone. If I'm on the front line and I'm at an event, I'm high-fiving people, I'm smiling, I'm commanding people to come over, I'm telling them, hey guys, come over, come check out what I got for you. So you guys can do the lead stop, which is handing out a souvenir or a gift as bait to get the customer to come check out what you're doing. You're gonna hand it to them and then you're gonna turn and burn like, hey, check out what I got over here, come on. And you have the voice stop, which is basically saying, hey, how y'all doing? Come check out what we're doing over here, or nice shirt, or whatever. You just want to say anything to get the customer to stop and check you out. The next step in the sales process is discovery and finding a need. The discovery is probably the most important part of the sales process. It's a purpose-driven conversation designed to figure out what the customer needs and what you need to sell them. There's three main goals for the discovery. You want to figure out if they're even qualified to buy what you're selling. 2, figure out what to sell them and what they need. And 3, you want to use all the valuable information that you learn from the discovery as ammunition to overcome the objection. The discovery is the most crucial part in the sales process because your customer is giving you all the answers to the test. They're telling you what they need and why they need it, and you're gonna take that information and you're gonna basically use it against them to overcome their objections. Key things to remember about the discovery process: it's a conversation, it's not an interrogation. You don't want to make the customer feel uncomfortable by grilling them with a bunch of yes/no questions. You want to do open-ended questions. For example, if someone comes to me to buy a car and they say, hey, I want a pickup truck, I'm not gonna try to sell them a drop-top convertible. I'm gonna be like, okay, you like trucks? Do you want the GMC Sierra or do you want Chevy Silverado? Another key thing to remember about the discovery, when it all boils down, you're basically just problem solving. Throughout the discovery process, you're building rapport. You want to make the customer feel comfortable with you. This is when you show off your personality and you also try to relate to them. Who wants to buy from someone that's a complete stranger that they don't know and they don't trust? The rapport is all about getting the customer to trust you. So ask questions, ask them, where are you guys from? Oh, I'm from North Carolina. Oh yeah, I'm from North Carolina too. I went to such and such high school. Do you know Johnny from blah, blah, blah? That's how you build rapport. Just simple questions like, where you guys from? Oh, I like your shirt. What team is that? Oh yeah, I went to that game. You can use anything to build rapport. Rapport is all about finding commonality. You can find anything to talk about to build that rapport, whether it be if this person's from the same state you are, or if you've been to that state, or you like that state, or if this person is wearing a jersey of your favorite team, or if you guys build rapport over their outfit or the shoes that they're wearing. You guys can use anything to build rapport. And you guys want to have 3 discovery questions. If I'm selling cars, I'm gonna ask something like, and what would you be using this vehicle for? Will it be for personal or would it be for business? When was the last time you bought a vehicle? How much did you spend on that? You always want to have 3 discovery questions that's pertinent. That's gonna help you figure out what they need. The next step in the sales process is the pitch. In the pitch, you're going to use all that valuable information that you gather in the discovery, and you're going to incorporate that into your pitch. You're going to make a tailor-made pitch that's going to fit the needs of the customer. It's kind of like playing basketball. Once you see the defense running their play, you can decide to drive, you can decide to shoot the three, you can decide to pass, you can decide to lay up, you can dunk it. It's kind of like that when it comes to doing the pitch. Once you have the valuable information from the discovery, you can decide how to proceed on your pitch. Key things to remember about the pitch: less is more. Cover the basics, the what, the why, and the how. Don't over-explain anything, just stick to the basics. Make eye contact, keep the customer engaged. Ask them questions throughout your pitch. You don't want to pitch, and then hope and wish and pray that they buy just because you talked and ran your mouth for 5 minutes. You want to keep them engaged. You want to ask them questions. Does that make sense? Yeah, preferably you want to ask yes questions to get them on the yes train. Be smooth when you guys pitch. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. A lot of people have the misconception that sales is about talking fast, fastly talking, moving fast, and then hoping that the customer buys what they're selling. No, you want to let it breathe. Say a couple of lines, let it breathe. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm gonna give you guys a major secret. So when I'm doing my pitch, throughout the entire pitch, I'm already throwing out the objections in there. So if there's any rules or whatever regulations that the customer needs to know about and be aware about, you wanna slip that into your pitch just so they're not surprised at the end. I call it the 8 Mile. I like to 8 Mile them. You know, like in 8 Mile when Eminem had the rap battle at the end and he's battling Papa Doc and he's like, and such did F my mom. You want to do that in the pitch. And the purpose for doing that is they're not surprised at the end when you tell them these stipulations and whatever qualifications or whatever that they have to do. And throughout the pitch, you want to build value of the product or service that you're selling. Urgency is key in the sales process, and you want to do that throughout the whole process, but mainly in that pitch. Okay, the next step in the sales process is the close. Remember, when the customer is at your booth, in your store, on your Zoom call, or on the phone with you, you've earned the permission to ask them for money. They assume you're gonna sell them something, so you should assume that they're going to buy something. The close is basically just asking for the money. It's really easy. You guys will get more sales if you guys just ask for the money. A lot of people are afraid to ask for the money, and that's why they fumble the deal. So don't let that be you. Don't be afraid to ask for the money. And there's multiple ways you can close. Here are a few that we're gonna go over. We got the summary close. The summary close is similar to when you go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something like that, and you order off the menu and then they're telling you what you ordered. So you got the large fry, you got the spicy chicken, you got the large lemonade. That's gonna be a total of $15.98. Just tap or insert your card whenever it pops up. That's the summary close. You got the assumptive close, which is assuming as if the customer has made their decision and they're going to buy, which is basically assuming the sale. You always want to assume the sale. You have the soft close, which is basically like the assumptive close, assuming that the customer has already made up their mind and asking for the money on the back end of your pitch. You have the hard close, which you're being direct and it requires the customer to make an immediate decision, basically ish or get off the pot. And you have the urgency close, which is basically making a limited time offer to get the customer to make a decision right now, right then and there. Something like, okay, well, if you guys lock in the deal right now, I'll add in the extra XYZ. And urgency is crucial in the sales process. You want to create urgency in your pitch, in your stop, and in your close. So urgency is all about getting the customer to lock in the deal right now. So like I said in the earlier video, why would somebody buy something if they feel like the deal isn't gonna disappear? That's what you have to do to create urgency. You want to make them feel like they'll never get this deal again. I remember when Black Friday rolled around, I wanted to buy this expensive projector. It was like $2,500 retail value, but for Black Friday, they had it on sale for like $1,200, and they had the clock set up and everything. They had the date. It was like, okay, this deal ends on Wednesday next week. So I'm scrambling. I'm trying to move money around. I'm trying to justify the sale. I'm thinking, okay, so maybe I could use this next check to get the projector, and then I can wait a week and get another check and use that to pay my bills. Like, they had me under the illusion of urgency and value. So I was debating on how I was gonna move my money around to get the projector, and that's how urgency works. You wanna make them feel like the deal is gonna disappear if they don't lock it in right then and there. Okay guys, we made it this far. We are now at the final part of the sales process, which are objections. You can always count on objections during the sales process. When you're done with your pitch, the objections are gonna come. If you didn't get an objection, consider yourself lucky. You guys will close so much more business once you realize that the first two objections are always excuses. Don't let the customer go so easy. When you get those objections, you're gonna use your discovery to overcome all of that. You see how that works? You're gonna use your discovery, all the information that you learned in your discovery, the valuable intel, you're gonna use that ammunition to shoot down those excuses and those objections. You're gonna use this formula to overcome objections. Agree, confirm, answer, tie down, close. The agree, oh yeah, I totally understand. Confirm, I totally understand you don't want to make a decision without your spouse. The answer, that's exactly what this is designed for. The tie down, you're gonna use the information from your discovery in the tie down with a sentence to get the customer to say yes. But you told me you needed to buy a car now, right? But you told me you needed to buy an outfit for the dance tonight, right? But you told me you needed a fresh pair of sneaks for your outfit tonight, right? And you told me that you paid $200 last time, right? Well, can we both agree that paying $80 for this pair is better than paying $200? Yes. And for the close, after you get them to say yes, all I need is an ID, debit or credit. You'll have to do that process a couple of times before you actually get the sale. You'll have to use that formula every time a new objection comes about. It's called looping. So you just loop around. Every time you get an objection, you loop around to the formula. You might have to throw your pitch back in there. You just keep looping until you get that yes. And make sure you guys are also practicing tonality. So if you don't know what that is, look that up. Shout out to the original Wolf on Wall Street. When you engage with the customer, make sure you guys are friendly. People want to like you. Don't ever get combative with the customer. You never know. They might not buy today, but they might come back months later and come buy from you. I had a customer come back to me one time, and this was like months later after I talked to them. I had even forgotten our interaction, but months later she came back to me and she was like, okay, I'm ready to buy now. And the only reason why she came back was because she had a good experience with me. She told me she couldn't do it. I was like, okay, no worries. You know, I smiled, shrugged it off, let her go. I might have thought it was an excuse, but I didn't get combative with her. I left her with such a good experience that she came back. She stuck to her word. She came back and bought whatever I was selling her. I don't even know what I was trying to sell her because it was so long ago. She just came back months later and she had it in her mind, okay, I'm gonna buy from Mac because I told him I was gonna come back and he was so nice and friendly, so I'm gonna give my money to him. Okay guys, that's it. That was the entire masterclass on how to sell anything. We went through the whole sales process. We talked about positive mindset. We talked about the stop, the discovery, the pitch, the close, objections, and that's it, guys. So if you found any value in this, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit my Cash App, hit my Venmo if you guys really appreciated that and you want to tip me in proportion to what value you have received. I really appreciate it, guys. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one.